Okay, this one. Please comment on your decision to boycott a Superior Court judge.
Well, I think there's three things that are important to know, and that is that when with the recommendation of my senior staff, my second in command, 2 assistants, and my law and motion supervisor, that we all sat down and spent a tremendous amount of time looking at this situation. It was not in response to one particular case. It was in response to a series of cases that we had lost, that our supervisors and assistants, our executive managers believed that we did not get a fair hearing from this particular judge over the course of these 3 years. Several of my lawyers refused to appear in this judge's court and were challenging her as they went. But this particular case was a case where a man had been convicted of molesting his granddaughter and sentenced to prison. It was reversed, sent back for a new trial. But rather than have a new trial, this particular judge, after hearing some motions, dismissed the case and let him out of prison rather than having a new trial, based on the fact that the lawyer in the case, my lawyer, my prosecutor, had lied about some things that happened way after the trial, years after the trial, that had nothing to do with the trial itself. Now, I don't agree that the lawyer lied, but she's entitled as the judge to make that finding. But to dismiss that case and let that man out of prison without a retrial, as the Court of Appeal offered, was beyond her legal authority, and the Attorney General is appealing that decision on our behalf.
I very strongly disagree with the idea of blackballing criminal judges. This district attorney's decision to blackball Judge Andrea Bryan is unprecedented in the history of Santa Clara County, in the 150-year history of this county. And we've had liberal judges in this county before, and we've had very tough conservative prosecutors, but none of them ever took what you might call the nuclear option of blackballing a judge and saying no criminal cases will be brought before this judge. You know, in America, we have a system of checks and balances in our government between the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. And we have a microcosm of that in our criminal court system. The judges have certain powers, the prosecutors have certain powers, and defense attorneys have certain powers. And Ms. Carr's decision to blackball that judge undermines judicial independence. It's really turning the scalpel of recusal into a chainsaw. Is what one legal expert called it. And it's not going to lead to the fair administration of justice. It does nothing for the child molestation victim in that case. It does nothing for the prosecutor. All it does is undermine confidence in the criminal justice system. And our job as the prosecutors, we're not just another litigant in court. We're there to uphold the integrity of the process. And so in my career, when judges have made rulings, usually in my favor, I've said, "Thank you, Your Honor." Occasionally, they've made decisions against me, and I've said, "Thank you, Your Honor." And if I really disagreed with the decision, I appealed it. That's the proper thing to do.